Tomorrow morning I'm leaving for a Catholic Heart work camp. Heart stands for Helping Everyone Achieve Repairs Today. And it's an organization that's been around for many years, serving people all over the country, 30, 40 camps. And their motto, if you want, is love, serve, connect. And as I was preparing my homily for the opening Mass tomorrow, I'm like, well, it really works well for anyone. So don't feel cheated. It's a really good message if you were thinking you should hear something different. But I want you to first think about loving like Paul does. I'm sorry, Peter. I'm getting confused. Love like Peter. There are options for the gospel to read for this solemnity. The one I just read to you is for tonight, which is the vigil, right? Technically, this is the vigil. The feast is tomorrow. The one that goes with the day is a better story. Like if Peter had his choice, he'd probably ask us to read tomorrow's story, which is him getting the right answer to the question when he said, "Who do you say I am? Who do they say I am?" And Peter, "You're the Christ." Wow, he gets the title Rock, and that's a great story. This is not a great story, is it? This is what is Peter's example? Fire, failure, forgiveness. This is what happens to Peter, right? I would never deny you, Jesus. Okay, not once, but 3 times. And then Jesus, of course, what's the response? Does he cancel him in that expression? No, of course not. He looks at him, he makes him breakfast, and then he calls him back to love. It's not shame. He's simply calling him back to love. And love has always got to be the first action. Let me say it again. Love has always got to be the first action. That's what's so critical. And so then the same for us in our own lives when we make mistakes, when we mess things up. Is that at the end of it for us? No, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. That's the important piece of Peter's story here in terms of how we choose to love. And rather, whether we choose to focus on our mistake or the invitation to be reconciled, to re-enter this wonderful opportunity that is given us. And so that's what it is for us, I think, to love in any space, whether or not you're going on a service trip. In the end, it leads very well to the second statement, right? So if you're going to love like Peter, then serve like Paul. And Paul is a guy who didn't walk with Jesus, right? Indeed, on the contrary, his first interaction with Christians was less than positive, shall we say. Literally persecuting. It would look like he might have been present at Stephen's martyrdom and didn't stop it. I'm exactly sure they're right. Like he checkered past, would put it mildly, in terms of his initial relationship with Christians. And then he gets knocked flat on his behind, and Jesus changes his heart, and he then gives him this mission. Then basically he never stops serving from that moment. From shipwreck to prison to hunger to beatings to mockery, you name it. And Paul just kept driving forward. There was a great TV series in the 80s, I think NBC made it, called Peter and Paul. And it was at a very bad time in Anthony Hopkins' career. He played Paul, which, him in a TV series, what's he doing? But he played Paul perfectly. He captured the passion of Paul. And my favorite scene of that whole series was they had just gotten beat up. Him and Barnabas had just got beat up. I don't remember which town. And they're kind of, like they've kind of run out of town, and they're still hucking rocks at him from behind. And they're bleeding. And Barnabas is like, that's enough. Let's go back. Let's go back. And Paul says, you can do what you want. I'm going on. And Barnabas says, to where? And he says, Corinth. And Barnabas like, Corinth, It's like New Orleans and Mardi Gras year round. Like it's just a bad, bad place, right? Like you want to go to Corinth. We just got literally beat up here and you want to go to Corinth. And Paul's like, go home, do whatever you want. I'm going. And he starts walking, and at some point he turns around and realizes Barnabas is following him. And Paul kind of raises his arms and he goes, I'm just going to pray that the rocks are a little softer in the next town. That's Paul, though, right? Nothing stopped him once his heart was changed. So love like Peter and serve like Paul, and then connect like Peter and Paul. These two guys couldn't have been more different. Peter is impulsive. He's earthy. He's a fisherman. Paul is intense. He's sharp. He's a scholar. They did not get along. Have you read the Acts of the Apostles? They clashed regularly. They disagreed on many things. And yet, it's not that they canceled each other out, they completed each other. They did things each that the other couldn't do. And because they connected the way they did, they connected the early church. They connected people to Jesus. That's what they did, up to laying down their lives, wearing red vestments. That they said, this is so important. Our experience of this guy, we have to tell as many people as we can. And then it's laid at our feet to love, to serve, and to connect. And that, brothers and sisters, builds communion. And I don't mean communion in the sense of like the opposite of cliques, which it's that first. But I'm talking capital C communion, communion. And that what we're about to eat tonight is what they ate when they celebrated the Eucharist. Amen? There are not multiple masses. There's only one sacrifice of the Mass. And every Mass you and I have ever attended and ever will attend is a mystical participation in the sacrifice, which means the same earthiness and intensity and passion is available to us in this Eucharist tonight as it was to Peter and Paul. As different as they were, as Paul said so well, one body, many parts, one body. One body, one mission, one church. And you and I are called to love and serve and connect every day. Tomorrow in Bowling Green, Kentucky, someone just said to me, will you be able to commute to this camp? No, Kentucky, not Bowling Green, Ohio. But tomorrow in Bowling Green, Kentucky, 285 kids are going to come to love, serve, and connect the people of Bowling Green. But you and I are called to do it today. However else you feel, maybe you've succeeded or failed at loving and in serving and connecting, we are about to take within us the presence of the one who calls us to love first, who will knock us on our rear if we need to remember why we serve, and to understand the value of connecting so that no one would feel separated from the love of God. That's the invitation laid gently at our feet tonight as we prepare to receive him in this Eucharist. May God be praised.